Hi, my name is Mo, and this is another video of series Visual DataPrep asset file. In the previous videos, we talked about many aspects of it. Also, we talked about the functionalities of each individual node in Visual DataPrep. In this video, I'm going to talk about how we are going to create custom nodes for each category, for the category of the SelectBy. So first of all, if we take a look at the category of SelectBy, we have condition, float, integer, and a string, which means that we have four subcategories. The first is a condition, the second one is float, an integer, and string. Okay, that means an integer. In an integer subcategory, I can filter by an integer value. Okay, in float by a float value, in condition by a Boolean value, and a string by a string value. So now I need to just get back to my main and I need to create those nodes that I want to use. So I'm going to create a folder to keep everything neat and tidy. So I'm going to call it, for example, Visual DataPrep custom nodes. Then I'm going to call it two categories. One of them is filtering, the other category, or fetchers. The other category, I can call it operations. So that's called operations. If I want to create an operations, in whatever I can say, let's just say filtering instead of fetchers, or better. So now in the fetcher side, we have four categories, as I told you. So I need to just create a blueprint class. And in this blueprint class, I need to just say narrow it down from a class. I need to just inherit from a class. The class is very easy. Just type DataPrep. DataPrep, when you type DataPrep, comes DataPrep Boolean fetcher, float fetcher, integer fetcher, and a string fetcher. Exactly what we need. So we're going to just focus on bool fetcher. Let's just say the easiest one. Okay? Let's just name it DataPrep bool fetcher. Let's just say the functionalities that it does. For example, let's just call it is visible. I'm going to open it, and I have some override function. This is the main function that I need to override, and each other override does something special for me. First, I need to define what I need to do, what I want to do with this Boolean fetcher, what I want to fetch. I'm going to get back to my Visual DataPrep asset file, and I'm going to import it. Import my same wheel model from Rhino. Then on each static mesh, okay, I want to check whether in rendering, for example, this visible, whether it is checked or not checked. It is a Boolean variable, so I can filter based on that Boolean variable in a Boolean fetcher class. Then, so what I need to do, I need to grab this static mesh actors, not a static meshes. These are static meshes. These are material instances. This is material, and this is actor, and this is a static mesh actor. So I need a static mesh actor. So I'm coming back to here, and I'm start overriding them. I'm saying that, okay, fetch. This is the main method. Okay, fetch, and this is the return node. First of all, I do not want to return just directly, so I'm going to just say disrupted, disconnected. And these are objects. What are these objects? These are objects that I have this panel and this panel are my object, but it depends what exactly I really need. What I need to say object, and first I need to say cast to static mesh actor, not a static mesh. So a static mesh actor, which means that if the cast failed, I don't care, I do nothing. If the cast was okay and passed, do something for me. So static mesh actor, as I mentioned, these are a static mesh actor. This is just actor. This is a static mesh. This is material instances. These are material instances, and this is material. If you want to get, you need to cast first. You need to start by casting because the object is completely generic. So now I cast it, I have it, but I need to just say, hey, is visible or not. There isn't a success value, whether it was successful or not, so I'm going to create a local variable and I call it success. And I'm going to add it to this one, get it, and I'm going to add it to this one. Then I'm going to say that I'm going to set it. If the cast was failed, please just set it to nothing, to false. So it's not going to show me anything in the Visual DataPrep asset file. Then but if it was successful, set it that it was successful. Now I have a static mesh actor, and now I want to just say that visible, or just say is set visible, set visible. It's going to be set actor hidden in game in a rendering, but I'm looking for something like visible, is visible rendering, and then is visible rendering. If I just say is visible rendering, you want to, I'm just filtering based on them, so it needs a static mesh, it is the conversion, because the target is scene component object reference, but you can get scene component object reference from the static mesh actor. So now that you have it, that's the return value that you want to get, okay? And then I'm just going to connect it as a return value, and I'm going to say that because it doesn't have any execution pin, so I'm going to say if it was successful, just come to the return node. If it was not successful, you don't have to return anything. Now I'm going to say that, okay, compile it, but now for this one, because I need to find it in here, in this class under condition, so I need to just give it a name. That's why I'm going to use other overrides methods. Additional keyword, yes, I'm going to just say additional keyword. The additional keyword, which means that when I'm searching in here, if the name says A, if I search for B, and then in here I just inserted B, I'm going to find it. That's it. For example, let's just first override get node display fetcher name, or get display fetcher. This is based on the node. For example, if I just this is the name of the node, this is the name of the display name. So this is display name for the node, this is display name. Actor tag, filter by tag. So it's just this filter by is automatic, and then the tag is the display name of the node. So I'm going to just delete this one. So I'm going to go here and then say what I have additional keyword. I'm going to say visibility, for example, is visible, something like that. By comma you can separate them, but doesn't matter if you do not place the comma. Then I'm going to just go to the next display feature name. I'm going to say that is visible, and I'm going to just note display name as going to be filter by visibility, and then the tooltip. If you hover over it, for example, if I hover over something, this is the tooltip. I'm going to say that returns based on, or the filtering based on static mesh rendering, static mesh actor rendering visibility value, visibility value. So then compile, save. I do not have any override anymore, and this is my method. Okay, now I'm going to save it, compile it, and close it. I do not have to close it, but I have to close this DataPrep one time, and then get back to this, open the DataPrep, and I have it right now is visible. I'm going to bring it in here. This is the filter by visibility, okay, but is visible or not, I'm going to have that, okay, but let's just try it first. We're checking if something is, if the actors, if the static mesh actor is visible. Let's see. And if I just say visible, yes, all of them are visible. But let's just extend it a little bit. Let's just say, what if that we want to just have a checkbox in here and then just filter it by visibility status. So I'm going to just say, delete this one, get back to the main, get back to the sample view, not sample view, it's going to get up custom nodes, fetchers, and I have is visible. So now I'm checking whether it's visible or not. But I want to have a local variable that says visibility, and I'm going to make it public, so I'm going to access it in here, in Visual DataPrep asset file node, and I'm going to get it. Now you need to filter it, okay? Filter it based on this visibility. Right now the node says if it is visible, you're going to return a value, okay? Which means that the visibility is by default is turned to on. But what if you want to see something which is not visible, okay? So you need to say is visible, yes, but if it is no, just return the value. So let's just say come to here, and then let's just say instead of that, let's just say have a condition visibility to this one is going to be equals. If I can just say equals, why cannot I say equals? Okay, yes, so equals. So I'm going to just compare this value with this one. If the value is okay, just return it. If the value is just not okay, just return something different, okay? It's visible. If it is visible, you're going to just, if it's visible, and then do that. But let's just try if it just work. It's visible, and then it's going to be all the visible. It's going to be preview, yes. But if I do that, which means that I do not have any object that is not visible. If it is visible, yes, matches that. If it does not, if it's not equal, these two equals. For example, is visibility by this visibility is visible. So you have the option. For example, you can return or you don't have to return. Okay, whenever the cast is failed, you don't have to return. So this is something that you are defining, whether you want to return something or you do not want to return something. Yeah, I think we are done in here, and that was our visibility. Maybe we can have the chance. Maybe we're going to have the chance to test it as well, because right now all of the visibilities are on, and I cannot decide whether just this is, for example, if the visibility is false, I'm going to see it or not. I'm going to filter it based on what is not is visible or not. So I'm going to continue with fetchers. I'm going to just say data prep again. This next one is a float. Is a float or integer? Okay, let's go for a float. And I'm going to say that data prep float fetcher. What it's supposed to do? For example, it can go for word scale. So I'm going to open it. Word scale. I'm looking for something, for example, a static mesh actor, and then this word scale. But it has 3 axes. I want to individually just compare them. For doing that, I need, first of all, I'm going to come to my fetcher and then disconnect it from the return nodes. Okay, first I need to say cast it to something. And because I need to cast it to something and then just get it. So I'm going to first go for get, because you need to compare. So it's going to get word scale. Let's just say if you have something viewport transformation. So it's going to be utilities transformation, get word scale. The target is scene component object reference. Scene component object reference is something that we can just get it from cast to static mesh actor. I hope that, yeah, so with just a little conversion is going to work. So, okay, now I have the get word scale, but the problem with the scale is that if I break the rotator, this is not the rotator. If I break a vector, so I have XYZ. So I need to compare them based on XYZ. but I want to have a variable that user decide and reach access to compare. So it's going to be scale access, scale access. And then I need to have an enum type, but I do not have the enum type that is going to do that for me. So I'm going to just say, first of all, I'm going to do public. Second of all, I'm going to get back to my main menu and I'm going to create it, close to it. I'm going to create it, this enum blueprints and enumerations. Then I'm going to say scale access. Yeah. Open it. It has it has three, sorry. So it's going to be X, is going to be Y, is going to be Z. Save it and close it. Now scale access, I'm getting back to here and I'm looking for the type scale access, which is the enum in the enum subcategory. So I'm going to just say, I'm going to just compile it, and now I have X, Y, Z. Now I'm going to bring it to here. I have a getter. Yes, of course, it should be getter. And then now I'm going to switch on it. So when I'm doing the switch on it, I'm going to say that I'm going to make a local variable because I have a return value, local variable, and my local variable needs to be float. So I'm going to just go for float and say return value, return a scale value, return scale value. So I'm going to just bring it to here and let's say set it. First of all, I'm going to just say get it as well in here. Say getter, and then connect it to the getter. Now we're going to just fill it up with setter. So it's going to be break vector. Okay, now what we are going to do, based on this one, I'm going to just say come to here and then grab the X 2 more times, just duplicate it, bring it to Y and then Z. But it depends who is going to set it, depends on this value, the value of enum. So now we need to just make a local variable that is called success again. That should be Boolean, and then it needs to be set. If the cast failed, please just say success to nothing, and then also report a success in here to our final node. Let's just go up just for beauty's sake. And then I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to bring it to here and I'm going to say that yes, it was successful. Then I'm going to get back to here. It is not very nice, I think. This one is okay. I can bring this up, but I don't think this is a very good idea. It can be this one, yeah, something like that, yeah, something like that. So now I can just say that, hey, get back to this one. Just one of them is going to get executed, so, and then afterwards come back to the return node. So I hope that is going to be okay. Now let's just fill up the other ones, get additional keywords. What we are going to do, the word scale is going to be transformation word scale, and transformation word scale. Next, display name feature. I'm going to just say word scale. Word scale is enough. And for the node filter by, I'm going to again say word scale, compile, and get tooltip. I'm going to say that filtering by transformation word scale. So now everything is filled up. So I think we're done, and we can just say close the data prep and then open it again. Content, open the data prep again. Now on float value, I have water scale. Water scale, I'm going to just say delete this one, delete the previous one. I'm going to import it to test it. Import the same model. Now I have scale axis. I'm going to just compare on X, and then my static mesh is just 1, so I'm going to just say less than 2, and I'm going to preview it, and I have also the scale. Unfortunately, I do not have any other scale, any object in another scale, but this is the way that we're going to, for example, on y-axis or on z-axis, but I have just 1, 1, 1, so that's why I'm going to grab it. So that was by float. Let's go for the integer. For the integer, we can close the other one. I get wrong folder. Yes, fetcher. Okay, blueprint, and then this one again, data prep. We have float, we have integer. We need integer, data prep, int fetcher. What is it supposed to do? For example, lightmap res, lightmap res is going to tell us the lightmap resolution, the overridden lightmap resolution. For example, if I can find it, this one, this value lighting, and I want this value overwritten lightmap resolution. What is this value? This is an int, so I'm going to grab it, filter it based on them. Int lightmap, I'm going to open it. Then the most important function is the fetch. Disconnect it from the return node because we have things to do. So overwritten, so first of all I'm going to grab the node that I want. Overwritten. Yeah, exactly. Get overwritten lightmap res. The target is a static mesh component, so I'm going to just say static. Is it a static? It's a static mesh component. So if I just say cast to static mesh, does it work? Or does it? It does not work as static mesh, but you need a static mesh component. That's why you need a static cast to static mesh actor. Yes. Then I'm going to just say to static mesh component, and then I'm going to just say with the conversion I'm going to add it. I'm not sure why, if I do not do that, if I do not do it manually, the conversion, I cannot, Unreal does not do that automatically for me. I'm not sure why. So I need to do it manually. Now that I have that, I'm going to just say on success. Get a success if it's just that. Okay. Also, this is I do not need. Then on success, yes I have. So again, I success needs to just say set it. If the cast failed, I don't need it. Yeah, if the cast failed, and if the cast, again, control W to duplicate it, and then set it to set yes to true. And then come to here. The return value will be this value. So let's just give it some names, additional keywords. So it's going to be get overridden lightmap res. Yeah. So it's going to be display name fetcher. Display name fetcher is going to be overridden lightmap res. Next one, display name, node name, filter by overridden lightmap res. And tooltips, filtering by overridden lightmap res from a static mesh component. I save. I'm going to just close it. Yes, close the data prep. Get back, open it, and then from integer overwritten. Yes, overwritten lightmap res. I'm going to import the same model. This value, where is it? Is 64. So I'm going to say that when it's less than 70, and I'm going to preview it. And I'm going to get exactly 64 value, which means that I could successfully read it. So let's go to the next. I'm also going to close that, and next. Again, data prep, fetcher, bool, integer, and a string is the last fetcher. So it's going to be data prep, data, if I can rename this file, data prep, string fetcher. What is supposed to do, for example, is going to be based on material name. So I'm going to open it. First go to the fetcher, disconnect it so we can fill it out. I would like to grab this. I would like to grab these materials. And I would like to search by these materials. Also, I would like to make a distinction between material instance, and material. So to make the distinction possible, to make this comparison possible, I need a very small enum that says material or material instance. So I'm going to just create that enum, blueprint, and enumeration, and it's going to be material type enum. Material type enum. I do not have to necessarily mention enum, material type. And then I open it. Two values is going to have is going to be material origin, and then the other one is going to be material instance. Then save it, close it, get back. So I'm going to create a variable, and I'm going to make it material type enum that I created, make it public, and then call it material type. Then I'm going to just bring it to here, and as a getter, yes. Then I'm going to do it, switch on it. So now I'm going to just say cost to material, and also cost to material instance. So cost to material or material instance. Material instance, yes. Now I'm going to first just come to here to switch over this type, or maybe better to just put it this up, bring it this down. Yeah, it's better. So a material, and then afterwards I need to say object name. I need to get object name, and also I need to just say get object name from the material instance. Then I also need to have a local variable like the other features, success. And it should be Boolean. Bring a success in here, first get it, and then add it as a return value in here. Success, and then set it. If the cost failed, just please just come to here and then set the cost failed. You can also come to the same variable and then set the cost failed, and yeah. But if the cost successful, you're going to come to here and then set the cost successful, and yeah, come to here. So if the material origin comes to material origin, if the material instance comes to material instance, I think it's just a little bit of space is not a bad thing to have. Yeah, it's just a little bit of space. So then it's going to be material object. It comes to here, it's going to fill this up, and then I'm going to create one local variable, which is going to be a string. I'm going to call it Return value origin, material name. I'm going to just make it string material name. Get material, or the get material name, I want to just add it to here as a material name. And material name, I'm going to, set it. So I'm going to set it to this one. Duplicate it and set it to this one. If the cast success will come to here, if the cast success will come to here and then come to here, and if the cast was successful, you can come to here and then come to here. But you can execution pin, it just works on one thing, on one of them. So I'm going to just duplicate this one, bring it here, and if the cast was successful, come to here, then come to here, and now I have my name. And afterwards you come to here, and also you come to here, depends on the execution. Yes. A little bit, give it a little bit of organization. So this one can come to here, can go up, can come to this one, and then can come to this one. Group together. Yes. Yeah, so, and now compile it. Let's just say override the other method, get additional keywords. Filtering material based on name, you can override it. Display fetcher name. Display fetcher name is going to be display fetcher name, material name. The same thing can be, the node can be also filtering by material name, and the tooltips is going to be filtering by material name. Then it's going to be just say okay, save, and then come back here, close this Visual DataPrep asset file, and open it again. Import it, and also we have material name in here in the string category, in the string subcategory. I'm going to bring it to here, and now material origin. For example, material origin, if I just say ext and say preview, I'm going to grab this. If I say material instance, I'm going to grab it. I'm going to look for a material instance that has this ext in its name, its object name. That was the string. In the next video, I'm going to talk about operation. I'm going to just give you an example operation. Maybe we can also try our visibility. If we can just change the visibility of a static actor, a static mesh actor, or some other things we're going to try out. And yeah, stay with me.